Welcome to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers in the ministry. This is Victor, your music mentor. Join me as I talk to artists, producers, and music professionals about their success, frustrations, and triumphs as it relates to the music industry. If you would like more information about the Jumpstart initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Welcome to the podcast. You know, I wanted to talk to you just for a second about the subject of who we are. You know, a lot of artists don't really understand who they are. People just don't understand who they are. And so I wanted to kind of touch on it. I saw this quote from Katherine Giles, and it said this: "You've probably worked your entire life to create a sense of identity around your job, your family, your hobbies, or your physical characteristics, but none of these things say who we really are. You're not what you look like. You're not your job, your income, or your performance. You're not your current situation or the mistakes that you've made. Understand that mistakes are just locations in your journey. They have nothing to do with who you are, what you do, or how successful you are. You're bigger than all of those things. You're much more than just a businessman, a mom, or a student. You're a divine, irreplaceable, one-of-a-kind, eternal being, and your value comes from that fact alone. So before you can step on anybody's stage and give the performance or the presentation of a lifetime, you must first know who you are. That alone is the master key element to taking what you do to the next level and changing the lives of the people you come in contact with. Get this one point, and you've already started your journey to wherever you want to be in life. You got to know who you are. Enjoy this podcast. Welcome to the Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers in their ministry. This is Victor, your music mentor, and I am sitting here with family. People say family all the time, but this is family like, you know, we go everywhere. We go hiking together. We go barbecues and stuff like that. And man, this is Anita, Jarrell Robertson, and Jesse Robertson. How are y'all doing? What's going on?
We're doing really, really well. We're really excited about this opportunity just to hang out with you again.
Oh, yeah.
It's always a pleasure. It's always a privilege and honor just to be in your presence for any reason.
Yeah.
But we really honored when we found out that you wanted us to share a little bit on the podcast, right, Jesse? When you were really excited?
I was very excited. Man, I've been following you, watching the things that you have been doing. So,
yeah.
You know, even with the podcast, man, this is awesome. I appreciate your heart. I appreciate you as a person because we are family, and you've done a lot for us, and we're grateful.
Oh, man, look, anytime that y'all need me, call me or whatever, you know I'm going to come running. Yeah, so tell me, what's been going on with y'all? What have y'all been, because y'all in Dallas right now.
Right now, we're radio personalities, so, you know, we have our own radio show at the King's Table Radio Talk Show. We got to get you on.
Oh, definitely.
And we're just really focusing on ministry and building our business, cemetery business. We're still in cemetery, still building a business, getting a little more solid. It takes a lot. When you're building a business, I didn't know that it was going to take as much as it takes, but it takes everything from you. Right. For a season. And it's been a long season, but it's beginning to pay off. Yeah. So the radio station, how did that come about? Man, the owner of Fishbowl Radio Network contacted us and gave us a slot. Anita went on somebody else's show to be interviewed. After the interview, which God had been dealing with me anyway, and actually about 3 days before the lady called, I was laying across the bed, and the Holy Spirit spoke and let me know that we was going to get a radio show.
Wow.
And I heard him, and I wasn't thinking that he was going to move as fast as he moved. After he told me that 3 days later, the owner of the radio show, that don't happen too much. Maybe a salesman or something like that will call you, but the owner called us and offered us a slot.
Wow.
Not just any slot. They gave us a 2-hour block.
On one of the mainstreams.
Yeah, on the mainstream.
Yeah.
Mainstream is their mainstream. that reach over 5 million people.
Wow.
We have about, 10 countries that we reach every week?
We reach about 10 different countries. It's just phenomenal. And to say our radio show is fairly new, we have skyrocketed through the ranks. And I just believe that is the grace of God. But if we had not been in the industry before becoming radio personalities, I think things would probably be a lot different.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what is the radio show about?
It's called At the King's Table Radio Talk Show. And the way it's set up, we talk about marriage. So we have marriage 101. Then we have parenting 101, after marriage 101. Then we have what we call community announcements. So we talk about insurance and other things, books. We have authors on. We have anybody that's doing something in the community that's positive. We have them on no matter where they are, no matter what state they're in, no matter what country they're in. If they're doing something positive in their community, we have them on the show, and we want them on the show.
Wow.
So we do community announcements. After that, we do the Great Worship Cipher. The worship cipher is set up just like a rap cipher, where you just do free flow worship and whatnot. So, I do Facebook Live with that. So it's really good. It's geared around, it's wrapped around Anita, because that's her ministry. The music ministry is her ministry.
Right.
And so what we do is we have, if any other artists come on, they are a part of the worship cycle. So we interview them, and then they get to be a part of the worship cycle with Anita. And then after the worship cycle, then we have a seat at the table, which is our Bible study. And it's booming. It's very powerful. Our first series we did was The Power of Praise, and we're getting ready to start a new series. I haven't gotten a title for it yet, but so until I do that, we just be doing little topics in the Bible study until that series come forward.
Wow.
And we've had Adrian Conrad on. We've had Apostle Daryl Yancey on. And we had Rakisha Pittman on, and Matthew Pittman, who was the musical director for Gladys Knight. This is amazing. We're very excited. We keep having people ask us, how is this happening for y'all? We're just like, it's God, really, because we can't say that we necessarily, so this or so that or so anything. We have just been in His will. That's really the only answer I have for anybody doing anything, because it's Him. It's not us. It's His goodness. Ours, that's for sure.
So, Anita, you've been in the music industry for how long?
2004.
Okay.
To be official.
So about 13 years, 14 years? Like professionally?
Professionally, yes.
What do you think? Everyone's definition of success is different, right? And
Yes,
so
it is.
at this point in your career, what is success to you?
Success to me is when I have peace with myself, when I know that I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing at that moment. That's success.
Wow, nice and sweet and simple. Yes, it is.
It is
Okay.
simple. It's better to keep things simple. When you start complicating it, that's when you start comparing yourself with other people and trying to be like this one and that one, and feeling like a failure, feeling like you're not good enough for this, that, or whatever it is. But really, the true success is you looking in the mirror and saying, guess what? Today we're in all the competition. It's just us. So let's get us together. And let's make sure we're doing what we're supposed to do at this moment. Because for every different person, that's a different thing. Sometimes it's time for development. And it may not be musical development. It might be personal development.
Right.
It might be spiritual development or financial development. But it's important to be a well-rounded person in this industry so that you don't become a victim of the industry.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with the industry necessarily itself. A lot of people complain about it and this and that, but really, if they take a look in the mirror, there are things that they're doing to kind of self-sabotage, and I know I've been guilty of that myself.
Do you see a lot of artists doing that nowadays?
I think it's too many artists that's doing that. They're not finding their own identity. Everybody want to sound like the secular music. Everybody want to sound like the next person, especially with the Christian rappers. Everybody want to sound like these other guys that's in the secular realm. And here it is. You see Lecrae, he came in, he put his name out there, and he branded his identity. Little Triple E and Tadashi and other brothers like that, they branded their name and they made their own identity. We don't have enough of that in the Christian arena. Everybody sounding like the secular artist, and if they're not sounding like the secular artists, they sound like each other. Nobody's branding their own name. Nobody's making their own identity, making their own footprint in the industry.
Right. They don't know who they are, though. It's like they don't have anything to do with music at all. Mm-hmm. It's about knowing who you are as a person, and sometimes that's a little difficult. So, personally, I have a lot of compassion for artists that are in that situation because I was one. And I remember going to the Sunday's Best auditions. And I remember that I didn't know exactly who I was or how I wanted to look, or I just know I wanted to look good enough for them to pick me. I remember one of the executives, the BET executives, he leaned over and whispered to another one of the executives, "Hey, we can use her like Beyonce." They were pitching, okay, who could we make sexy on the show? And when he saw that I didn't agree, they ended up choosing some other lady that was screaming and yelling and howling and acting a plum fool, I guess, so people could laugh.
Right.
And it was that day that I realized, you know what, I need to do something different. I need to do something to make sure I'm being myself. And now, who in the world am I? And it started a journey for me that I'm still on. I was ashamed about that before, but now I'm not. I don't care about any of that because I realize how many people don't know who they are. It's hard enough to fight who you're not. And then once you fight all that, then you're like, okay, well, I know I'm not those things that those people said I was, but what am I? Who am I? And God, who are you? Like, for real. I'm singing these songs, and I really am trying to mean them. I want to mean them. I really do. But I don't know you. In this area or that area or whatever area it is, I just don't know. I don't know what I don't know. Now what?
Yeah, there are a lot of artists right there that don't know exactly who they are, and that's different for you. Even just being in the industry itself, even knowing what songs to sing, what to wear, who you are as a person. You need to define that. You know, even ministering to other folks. I mean, if you don't know who you are, how do you know who you're supposed to minister to?
Yeah, that's true. And a lot of times, pride won't allow anybody to help them. So that's why they have a mass variety of talented people that still just singing in churches and that stuff. And they're very talented, but their pride won't allow them to get the proper help or put themselves in a position to be educated on the music industry. Because you can educate yourself by reading a lot of books. There are several books you can get that'll teach you different things about the music industry, especially when it comes to signing contracts and stuff. A lot of people get taken advantage of. It almost happened to us twice. But had we not read this book by Kachif, everything you need to know about the music industry, and then there was another book that we read, Donald Passman, that taught us about the contracts and different things. So
one little clause in there.
Yeah. So when it came down to signing contracts and stuff, the people thought they had us because they thought we were uneducated. But when they showed contracts, they found out very quickly that we wasn't fools.
Right.
So I believe that right now that the artists that are up and coming, they need to get themselves with somebody that know more than they know, somebody that they can trust. But I would say to up and coming artists, hey, get help. Don't be afraid to get help. Find somebody you trust. If they have to work with somebody they trust, because if they don't, they're not going to get the fullness of who they are and everything. With Anita, she had me. I'm her husband. I dressed Anita. I talked to Anita. We talked together. We kind of fine-tuned everything together. Even with writing her music, she wrote all her music and some of the music I wrote. So, you know, it's things like that they need. They need somebody walking with them that care about them, that's out for their best interest, that's not going to lie to them, that's going to steer them in the right direction. Sometimes that's hard to find, but it's obtainable.
Anita, you've been in the industry for a long time, and talk about your journey to where you are now.
Okay. I started in the industry after singing some Mariah Carey songs in front of Gay Arbuckle. Mm-hmm. If I had known that Gay Arbuckle was going to be that honest with me, I never would have sang any Mariah Carey songs in her presence. But she was very honest with me, very frank. After I got through singing and she got through singing, she told me that what I needed to do really was to go somewhere and sit down and ask God to tell me who I was and see what he wanted me to do. She also told me that I needed to get a book by Chief, Everything You Need to Know About the Music Business, and do what it said. She gave me an autographed CD of hers and sent me on my way.
Right.
And then a couple of years later, I met her again and asked her if she remembered saying that. She didn't even remember meeting me. That was interesting, but she gave me that word, and I used it. And so at that point, I was going all over the city doing what the book said. So I created a tour after making my music and my marketing plan and buying a bunch of posters, and I actually went and posted them and gave them out. I met people. I introduced myself to pastors. Introduced myself to radio personalities. Whatever the book said, that's what I did.
Right.
I kept track of my inventory. I found out how much I was making actually, like if I was a record company, because I started a record company, and I wanted to know how profitable am I really. So that's what I did.
Wow.
And so I was very, very successful, and ended up getting different invitations to a lot of different places. And one of the places I was invited to was out in Minnesota with Christopher Play Martin from Kid and Play. Ended up opening up a huge concert that they have there annually, and that was shortly before he made his movie or whatever. And so anyway, so my name was surrounded all of that. But in the midst of that, because I had a lot of brokenness inside that I was running from, and I didn't want to deal with a lot of pain and frustration from past marriage, from my dysfunctional family, from all the stuff I was dealing with there, loss of some friends and things of that nature. I was running away from my problems, running away from all that. You know, for me, I know the limelight didn't heal me. It did feel good, though, to be, you know, in the limelight and have people clapping for me.
Right.
That felt awesome.
Right.
Because I'm like, well, dang it, this is all I need for my self-esteem. This will work.
Wow.
All I got to do is stay on stage. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. The problem is, when you're willing to do anything to stay on stage, you're willing to do anything to stay on stage.
Wow. Yeah, that's good.
So, because of that conflict, though, the inner conflict I had within myself and the stupid stuff that I did start doing at that time, I just wanted to kill myself. Because I did not start the journey in order to do stupid stuff to stay on stage. I started the journey because I was grateful. I was really, really grateful that God loved me and that he wanted me to be a vessel for him. And I believe that's how most artists do start. I really believe that. They really start because they believe that, you know what, I got a gift. I want to share it with the world. And that's good. But that gift needs to be developed. And the development starts with personal development. And that hurts. That does not feel good. And it's going to happen one way or another. You're either going to develop or you're going to shrink and die. And those are the only two options. And it's hard to swallow that, but it's really the truth.
Yeah, it's the truth.
One way or another, you're either going to grow or you're going to die. Because that's it. That's how it goes. So, you know, if you were thinking that there was going to be a way around it, there's not. You just gotta face the music and, you know, get that mic, sing that little song, and keep it moving. But for me, that's exactly what occurred. I tried to skate around those issues that were staring me in the face, and it almost killed me. So I ended up spending almost the last 10 years trying to heal, trying to overcome myself and the reasons why I did such stupid stuff during that period of time, and trying to figure out who I was, and really trying to still make it in the music industry, but blaming other people for my lack of success, when the truth of the matter was, because I was so broken, I had stopped doing those things that was required for me to be successful. And when I really got real with myself, I had to realize that I didn't want to be successful. But guess what? When you want to be successful, that's what you are. None of us let anybody get in our way. When we want to do something, that's what we do. So the truth of the matter is, I didn't want to be successful because I was afraid of that. I was afraid of who I really was, of what I might and might not do. I didn't know my own limitations. I didn't know, what will I do if I'm in that situation? I can talk about her and I can talk about him, but if I'm ever put in that situation, what will I actually do? And because I didn't want to know what I would want to do, my antidote was self-sabotage, like a lot of artists do. Self-sabotage, and then complain about the industry, complain about your producer, complain about this and complain about that. Instead of sitting down, taking actual action steps to say, okay, this is a problem. Yes, it is. Now, what are we going to do to fix the problem? Let's fix it. But there's too much, right? And it hurts really bad.
Right.
So because we don't want to actually hurt, we don't want to feel any pain, well, we feel it anyway. It's just that we can pretend that it's someone else's fault.
Well, you talk about the frustration. Do you see other artists going through that type of stuff, and how do you deal with that? And this is,
I see a lot of artists going through it. It really does hurt to see them go through it because I feel the same. I'm very compassionate toward them because I get it firsthand. Totally get it. But a lot of artists are so insulated.
How did you get past your frustrations?
For me, it was a choice. I believe it's a choice for everybody. I think really it is just a choice that you make. Until a person gets to that point where they're ready to change or grow, you can preach them silly. You can pour the oil all over them and let them take a bath in it. You can rebuke all the demons out of them until they jump right back in. You know, because they don't want to be free yet.
Right.
A person has to want to be free. They have to want to be whole in order to be so.
From talking to certain artists, I see that the frustration, it's almost like you're being deceived. You don't even know that you're frustrated. You think you're doing things right. You think you're doing things the way that you're supposed to be doing them. But you're going, I love that analogy, kind of like the Israelites going around the mountain for 40 years until that doubt, all that doubt and that unbelief died off. But do you see artists that don't know that they're frustrated, that don't realize they're going around that mountain? Like, what do you...
Yeah, they do.
Like,
yeah, they do.
Like, what do you...
They might act like they don't know, but trust me, they know. They might tell you that they don't know, or act like they don't know because of pride, and I've been there too, so I can speak so boldly on this one. They might act like, oh, I got it going on right now. I'm telling you, I do. Yeah, don't tell me what to do about this. I know.
Right.
But they don't. What they are is afraid. They're afraid. They're in denial, at least in front of you. But guess what? When they're by themselves, they know. And they cry about it.
Right.
They're depressed about it. That's why they're not at a different place. That's why they're not functioning at the level that they should be functioning at, is because of the depression and the anxiety. It stifles your growth. It paralyzes you. It sucks the life out of you so that you do not want to make plans. So if someone comes to you and says, let's sit down and make a plan, it literally petrifies you. You freeze. Because you know on the other side of that plan there's going to be some growth that occurs, and it's going to hurt, and you don't want to feel that pain. You think that numbing it is going to be wiser than just dealing with it and getting it over with.
Right.
Not true, though.
Also, like when you initially start working with them, you can ask them, hey, what do you plan to be? And then they'll tell you. And then you ask them, hey, what are you doing to get there? It's an indicator when they're not doing what they say they're supposed to do, and you watch them, it's an indicator that lets you know that either they're depressed, or they don't believe in themselves, or they think they know it all. It's a good way to discern how to help a person. They say they want something, and they say they want to be at a certain place, but they only doing very, very, very minimal. Mm-hmm. And then I know you probably run across this sometime when you tell an artist, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. But the first time you tell them, they don't get it done.
Right.
They don't get it done because they don't believe that they can do it. And then you come back again, hey, I need you to do X, Y, and Z. I really need you to do X, Y, and Z. And you have to get to the point where, okay, we can't move no further until you do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
And then that's when they do X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. That's an indicator of them not believing in themselves.
Right.
That's an indicator of them being depressed, or it's just really a red flag that lets you know something is wrong. So then you have to dig into that.
Right. Now, you, Jesse, you were managing artists at one time. How did that come about, and what was your experience in that arena?
It was awesome. I had a great time dealing with the other artists and things, but just like I just finished explaining, when we started signing people to our label, there was rules and regulations that they had to abide by once they signed with us, and if you're singing about the gospel, I'm not going to be trying to promote you if you're into pornography. Hey man, let me pull you back and let's get this straight first, or I'm not going to be promoting you if you're drinking, or if you're sleeping around, or if you and your wife are fist fighting. I'm not finna promote you. Basically, hey man, let me pull you to the side, let me help you get yourself straight. We had an artist that got mad with me because I did that, and he wanted to leave the label, but there was other things and that was kind of tying him to the label, so we just let him go anyway. But it's important when you're dealing with other artists and things, you got to know how to deal with them, and you got to let them know. You have to live a standard, mm-hmm. and you have to live by your standard. Because it's hard to promote somebody. You're trying to promote them and brand them, and then they doing everything that they in their power to kill what you're doing. So then it don't really hurt them, it hurts you.
Wow, that's good stuff, man. Wow, I think a lot of artists are really going to benefit from hearing about this, because artists, they all have their own little things that they're going through, but a lot of artists feel like they're alone in their situations, and it's great to hear that some of the things that they're going to eventually get to, there's still obstacles that you still have to overcome. And so it's great to know that there are artists out there that have overcome even the obstacles that they're going to face in the future. So how do you best learn and grow intellectually?
Reading.
Okay.
Reading. Mm-hmm. Honestly, reading. Read a book a week.
Okay.
If possible. Find motivational speakers to listen to on a regular basis. Find motivational books to read. Find books that's going to define you. Find books about people that's doing what you want to do, and find out their story and see what they had to suffer, because it's gonna give you wisdom on how to go about becoming who you want to be. Because right now, Anita's reading a book a week. And now I'm trying to get into it because I read a book a month. But she reading a book a week, and I'm seeing the growth in her. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Let me jump on this train.
Right.
The things that you learn in different books, man, it builds you up. So by hearing the truth over and over again, repetitive hearing the right things.
How do you best find balance between the music industry and your family?
You have to set boundaries and set standards. let's say I have a schedule, and my schedule say at 1 o'clock, from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock, this is my family time. Well, I'm not going to do nothing other than spend my family time with my family when it's that time.
Right.
Even if I'm in the middle of something, I'm going to say, hey, listen, this is really good what we're doing, but I have to cut it off here because I have something very important that I need to go and take care of. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do what I need to do. So you put yourself on a schedule and you stick to your schedule and you let nothing break your schedule. Nothing at all. I don't care how people might try to make you feel remorseful that you had to leave or, you know, make you feel sad because you got to, you know, hey, listen, we can pick this up. We can pause this. We can pick this back up. You got to remember your family going to be there with you when like if everything crash and burn, your family going to be there. Right. Right. But some of the people that's in the fire with you while it's burning, they're going to get burned up. That's just the truth. They're not going to be with you. They're going to be like, man, you brought us through all this stuff, and, man, I don't fool with them. You know, I don't fool with them. You know, and that's how it'll be. But your children ain't going to say, I don't fool with Daddy. Hey, Daddy, can we throw the football? Daddy, can we play basketball? Can we play this? Can we do that? That's what the children going to say. And the wife gonna say, hey, baby, can I fix you something? Because she's gonna be ready to take care of your needs. So, family first. I know some people, some super spiritual people say, well, it's God, then the ministry, then your family. That's why your family leave you all the time. That's why they have more divorce, a bigger divorce rate in the church than in the secular realm. So, it's God, family, then the ministry. You're not putting the ministry on the back burner because you put your family before the ministry.
Of course.
Actually, if you really look at the word, you know, the word just defines that for you, you know.
Oh, well, Jesse, what are you passionate about right now?
Right now, what I'm passionate about, man, I'll be honest with you, man, I am so excited about birthing the church that we're getting ready to birth.
Really?
I'm really, really excited about it, man. I'm just about to lose my mind. I'm so excited because of the things that God is doing and how God is placing things and how He's maneuvering things. So I'm very, very, very excited about it. And very passionate about the radio show because the radio show, we structured it as if we was having a church service. That's why we have a Parenting 101. We're Marriage 101, then Parenting 101, and then we go into community announcements, then we go into the worship cipher, then I seat at the table. So it's already structured. So as if we was in a church.
How did that come about?
To be honest with you, God put that in my spirit, and that's just the way we set it up. I really believe He spoke into my spirit. You know, I'm not trying to sound so super spiritual, but I just want to be honest with you and just let you know that God gave us the blueprint, and that's why everything on the show is structured the way it is.
That's cool, man. Look, I'm so happy y'all got a chance to come and visit with your boy on the podcast.
Family, man. We just been going through a lot and coming out of a lot.
Yeah.
And everything, man, and we pretty much moving on to the other side of all of the storms and things that we was dealing with, you know. So it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to come and do anything with you, man, because, man, you're an awesome brother, man. I think a lot of people should come around you and learn. I think a lot of people should place themselves in a position to communicate with you and learn from you. Because you have the wisdom and you have the heart to teach and you have the heart to help. So I just really believe that people should hang out with you, pick your brain. Yeah. You know, you have a lot to give. So yeah, you're definitely a great music mentor. I tell you that.
Wow, man, I do really appreciate, you know, shout out with that and everything. Yeah, I don't take it lightly because I know that y'all speak from y'all's heart. So I do definitely appreciate that. Anita, before we go, kind of like to do some rapid fire questions with you and everything. I'm just going to throw some stuff out to see what sticks. You game?
I got it.
All right. Let's say that you're on a desert island and you can bring only one thing with you. What would that be?
Notebook.
Notebook.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Any particular reason? A journal?
Because I need to write my song.
You gonna be writing about coconuts and palm trees?
Pretty much. It'd be me on that island like John and Pat. I'm like, okay, ain't nobody else out here alone. I'm waiting for the vision. I'm going to sing it.
I know, right? Okay, if you had no...
That would be my dream, actually.
Really?
The desert island in the notebook. Seriously, I would just do that. I would eat the coconuts. I would be fine.
Oh, anyway. Got to have your coconut Mai Tais or whatever, you know.
That's funny.
All right, so if you had no constraints with money, time, or location, what would your perfect day look like?
Sitting on that desert island, singing songs. For real. That would be awesome. No, seriously, I have daydreams about just sitting on the corner and singing to people as they walk by.
You ain't got to go to a desert island for that. You can do that right in New Orleans. Sit right up on the corner. Get your cup.
I know, but I just don't want to be in all the danger and stuff.
Right,
I don't do it. But in a perfect world, they wouldn't do me nothing. If they'd leave me alone and stuff, I would sing them crazy. I would just sing all the time and just sing. So, yeah.
What was the best advice that you've ever received?
Girl, you better go sit down somewhere and let God tell you what you want, what He wants you to do. It's like gay hardball. Yeah. She didn't even tell me I sounded good.
Well,
no compliments and nothing, just wow.
Like you said, look, come on off that stage because you out of place.
I know. I have never sang a Mariah Carey song since that day. Thank you, Gay.
Hey, look, people gonna be singing your songs though. So, what is some advice that you would give recording artists right now?
Don't stop healing. Because everything else flows out of it. Like literally, everything else flows. What's that Bible verse that says, "Out of the heart"? You know, I forgot how it goes. The issues of life, they come out of your heart. You gotta guard it, right? So don't stop healing. Don't stop getting before Christ with the pain, with the frustrations. He wants it.
Right.
This is all. He wants it all. By Farrah Jones. It's true. He does want it all, and it's maybe scary to give it to him because you don't know what he's gonna do with it. Right. But better for him to have it than us, because he has the capacity to handle that, and we really don't. So don't stop healing. If you heal from one issue, just realize there are other ones there too, because we live in a broken world, in a sin-torn world, and the people around us, we didn't pick our family. They are the way they are. You do get to pick your friends. Right. This is nice. Thank you, Lord, for that. But you can't pick the environment that you grew up in. But remember, God did. Like, He literally picked it. And you might need to sit down and get some healing from that statement. I know I did. When I realized that, wait, you sovereign? Huh? You knew I was going to go through this and you did it anyway? Wow. Right. Okay, now we got a problem. Because people will tell you, God didn't do that. Like, yes, He did. Like, He did it on purpose. He also sent Jesus to the cross on purpose. Even after Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane sweating, drops of blood, saying, is there any other way? Could you please let this particular cup pass? Like, I heard all the other ones. Okay, you can bring it in a crate, a barrel, a dump truck, I don't care, but this one in particular, can we not do this? If His own Son had to go through what He went through for us, then if we want a so-called ministry, then we will also have to go through that suffering for real, that pressing for real, that healing for real, a real live resurrection from those dead things, from those wounds that were inflicted. We still have to go through it too, else really it's hard to have compassion on other people if you don't go through that, because you don't get it. You don't understand why they're hurting, why they're bleeding all over the place. Because you chose not to. You wrapped all your stuff up and hid instead. You didn't go touch the hem of his garment. You didn't do that. So you can get real healing. You can't give what you don't have.
That's true. I say that to, just different people. You can't take people where you've never been before. Worship leaders, at the most, you can't, you can't lead people where you've never been before. If you weren't in God's presence before you came to church today, like, how are you leading people there? That doesn't make sense to me, So,
you didn't even go.
Yeah, for real.
You don't even go. You trying to tell me go over there. Come on,
right.
Go over there. I'm like, you go. Shoot, you go first so I know where to go.
Right. So this has been wonderful. How can people get in contact with you?
They can reach us at www.atthekingstable.net. And all of our contact information is right there. We are definitely looking for those who have something to give to give it on the radio show, and they can sign up right there. They can actually schedule themselves in. We have an auto scheduler. You just go on in there and see what's available and schedule yourself in, send that music through the portal, and everything will be queued at Fishbone Radio Network for you.
Got you. Once again, Anita, Jesse, it's been a blessing to talk to you guys about the music industry and everything that y'all been through. I know that y'all have a lot of wisdom to give and a lot of wisdom yet to learn. So this is Victor, your music mentor, saying jumpstart your city by jumpstarting your career and your ministry, and let us show you how. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers and their ministry. This has been Victor, your music mentor. And if you would like more information about the Jumpstart Initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Thank you for listening.